believe this. You've got some nerve. I always knew you were a useless, dried-up old hag, but this is just absolutely insane.
Anne, what's going on? What are you so upset about?
And right on schedule, you're so clueless that you need me to spell every last thing out for you. This is why you never went to college and never had anything more than a part-time job at a grocery store. You're just way too freaking dumb. I'm talking about the check you sent me. You're only giving me $5,000 toward my wedding? Are you out of your mind? This is your daughter's wedding we're talking about. Oh wait, that's right. I forgot. I'm not your real daughter, am I? I guess that explains why you always treat me like trash.
Anne, I do not treat you like trash. I've always seen you as every bit my real daughter from the first day your father and I got married. I know $5,000 might not seem like much in the grand scheme of things. I wanted to give you a personal gift out of money I earned myself. And yes, I do only work part-time, so it took me a great deal of time to save up that much. And in any case, your father gave you a much larger gift, didn't he?
Don't you dare try and dodge the issue. This has nothing to do with my dad. He's my real dad, and he's already given me more than enough money over the years. It's your turn to pay up now, Maria. You should be the one to pay for the whole wedding. But who am I kidding? I can't expect common decency out of you. You are the product of a broken home, and you never even went to college. Your very presence in my house is humiliating, so the least you could do is make up for it by paying for my wedding.
Ah, I see. You're just after money.
Excuse me? I'm telling you that I expect you to carry out your duties to me as my mom. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you only give me $5,000 because you already spent all your money on your daughter?
Sarah is your sister, Anne. The least you can do is call her by name.
Screw you and screw her! I know you always favored her. You sent her off to a ritzy foreign exchange program in Italy. But did you ever let me go on a ritzy foreign exchange trip? No, you did not.
Anne, you have never once expressed any interest in doing a foreign exchange program.
You should have asked me if I was interested. You really don't care about me at all, do you? God, you're useless. Well, luckily for me, I only have to put up with the shame of being related to you for a little while longer. I'm getting married to a filthy rich guy who's gonna spoil me rotten for the rest of my life. Trust me, Maria, you're gonna come to regret the way that you've treated me all these years, I swear.
What's that supposed to mean?
Let's just say that if you know what's good for you, you won't even come to my wedding.
I wouldn't miss your wedding for the world, Anne.
Oh yeah? Well, don't say I didn't warn you.
Michael, do you think I wasn't affectionate enough with Anne? I can't help but feel like I messed up somewhere along the way with her.
What are you talking about? I know for a fact that you did everything that you could for her. If anything, I'm the one who's to blame for this. It must have been hard for her all those years I was stationed out of the country for work. I'm sure she's just taking all the frustration and loneliness she experienced out on you. That's my responsibility, Maria.
No, it's not your fault, Michael. It was your job. You had no other choice. I just wish I knew what happened to make her hate me this much. I wonder if it has something to do with being jealous of Sarah.
Maria, neither you nor Sarah have done anything wrong. I want you to know that. I was a divorcee with a young daughter when we met, and you married me in spite of that. You took wonderful care of Anne. You treated her like your own daughter from day one. Anne should be just as grateful to you as I am, but instead, she's just bitter and spiteful.
I'm grateful to you too, Michael. You've been a wonderful husband to me. For now, I'll just do what I can to support Anne through her wedding. It's her big day, and she deserves to enjoy it. If she wants to cut ties with me afterward, then so be it. I'll just consider it as her taking a step toward independence.
You're an incredible woman, Maria. An incredible wife and mother, too.
Anne, I cannot believe the things you said in your speech just now. My stepmother always favored my little sister and ignored me. She made me feel alone in my own house from the day she moved in. How could you say such terrible things about me? And your closing line absolutely floored me. Any woman who's stingy enough to only cough up $5,000 for her daughter's wedding is no mother of mine. She's dead to me. I don't even know what to say. It's like you have no sense of common decency at all.
What are you so upset about? The fact that now everyone knows exactly what a terrible mother you were to me? You paid for Sarah to study at some fancy school in Italy for a year, but what did I get? Nothing! You never even took me on a decent vacation. I told you how all my friends were going to Hawaii or Cancun every year for spring break, but we never went anywhere. I'd be sitting there with my friends in the middle of April. They're all tanned and talking about their fun in a tropical paradise. Do you have any idea how that felt for me?
I'm sorry, Anne, but we simply didn't have the kind of money it takes to go on so many fancy vacations. But it's not true to say that we never went anywhere. We always went on at least one trip each year as a family. We would go to theme parks, museums, camping. We had a lot of fun.
Shut up! Don't talk back to me! I don't want to hear any excuses from a stupid, fatherless, penniless, useless loser like you! You've been humiliating me for my whole life, and today was finally your turn to get laughed at. And man, did the guests ever laugh. They were cracking up the entire time. I knew it was a mistake to invite you. I wish I would have invited my real mom to come instead.
You can't honestly mean that.
Of course I do. The aesthetics alone would have been a massive improvement. I mean, look at me. I'm gorgeous. So obviously my real mom is gonna be almost as beautiful as I am. And now look at yourself. You're fat, ugly, your dress is way out of fashion. There's nothing appealing about you at all.
20 years, Anne. I spent 20 years doing my best to be a good mother to you.
Yeah, and you failed miserably. And now that I'm married, I can finally tell you and the world what I think of you. Now get out of my sight.
I will not allow you to speak to your mother like that. Ever since the day she joined our family, she has been nothing but kind and considerate toward you. And this is how you repay her? I'm beyond disappointed in you, Anne.
What the? Why are you talking in third person all of a sudden?
I've already discussed the situation with your husband's parents, and they're in full agreement. The wedding is off.
What? The wedding is off? You can't be serious. And hold on, Dad? Is that you?
Indeed it is, though I've never been more ashamed to call you my daughter in my entire life. I've been telling you for years, decades even, that you need to stop treating your mother like this. You've berated her in public at family gatherings before, but this is a whole new level of outrageous.
What's with you? I didn't do anything wrong. Maria's the one you should be mad at. All I did was complain about her a little in my speech. What's wrong with that?
What you did was not simply complain a little, and if you want to know how wrong you were to do that, you only needed to look at the audience's reaction.
I did, though. They were all laughing.
A few of your friends were chuckling at the beginning when they thought you were just joking, yes, but when it kept going on and on and on, their laughs quickly turned into uncomfortable squirms. You were the only one who was enjoying that speech. No one else was, not even the groom. If anything, he was possibly even more disgusted than I was.
No way! I don't believe you!
He had you go and fix your makeup right afterward, didn't he?
Huh? Oh, yeah, he told me that my eyeliner had smudged a bit, but when I got to my dressing room and looked in the mirror, it didn't seem that bad to me.
That was an excuse to get you out of the room while he, his parents, and I had a conversation. They told me that they won't allow a woman like yourself to become a member of their family. The wedding is off, as is your engagement.
What? But why though? Shouldn't they, actually talk to me before they do that?
They already heard all they needed to hear. You see, they had hired a private detective to look into you and your background before you and your fiancé got engaged. So they know that you didn't have anywhere near as terrible of an upbringing as you claimed in your speech.
They did what?
They did what they felt they needed to do, nothing more. They know that you're my daughter from a previous marriage. They know that you only barely graduated from college and 2 years late. They also know that you didn't even get a full-time job for 2 whole years after graduating. But in spite of all those unpleasant details of your history, they still agreed to welcome you into their family. That all changed, however, after you made that deplorable speech.
No way! You mean if I hadn't given that speech, then I would still be getting married? That stupid little speech was the one thing that made them cancel the wedding? You've got to be kidding me!
This is the only possible outcome of what you did. The groom's family may be quite wealthy right now, but they weren't always that way. There were some points in the past that they almost wound up homeless. You seem like you were unsatisfied with the vacations we used to take as a family, but they never even had the money to stay in a motel overnight. And their son, your fiancé, worked as hard as he could during his college years to pay them back for all they did for him. After graduating, he started working at his father's company, rescued it from the brink of bankruptcy, and made it a roaring success. You're aware of all that, aren't you?
Well, yeah, but so what?
So you had all the blessings that he didn't have, and yet you lied about your mother in order to garner attention and pity for yourself. He said he simply couldn't trust you anymore after that speech. And he's not the only one. Your mother gave her all for you these last 20 years, and you turned around and spat in her face. I've given you far too many chances to clean up your act already, Anne. I won't give you another. I'm through with you. You're no daughter of mine anymore.
What? You mean you're disowning me? You can't do that. This is all way too sudden. Won't you at least listen to my side of the story? Dad, are you there? Dad! Stop ignoring me, Maria. You're just a lousy housewife, so I know you're not too busy to talk. Now answer your phone.
What do you want, Anne? I thought we made it clear we don't want anything to do with you anymore.
That's exactly what I want to talk to you about. You can't just cut off your own daughter like that. What am I supposed to do about the fallout from the wedding? We canceled on the day of the wedding, so we still had to pay the venue the full cost. Even after the $5,000 you gave me, there's still $30,000 left that I have to pay now. My ex's family told me that I'm on my own finding a way to cover my share. Isn't that awful? Like, seriously, how could they do that to me? All I did was go out in front of the guests at my own wedding and speak my truth.
Ah, yes, your truth. You're more than welcome to have your truth, but don't you think you ought to be more focused on the truth?
What's that supposed to mean? You gonna give me another stupid lecture?
Not a lecture, just an explanation. The truth is that I could sense that you were having a difficult time adjusting to our new family life together. At the beginning, I wasn't sure how to bridge the gap between us, and honestly, I'm still unsure now. But what I am sure of is that in spite of all the difficulties, I did my best to make you feel loved and appreciated. Unfortunately, however, it seems like I was never able to get through to you.
Don't act like you're the victim in this. I'm the one who got stuck with having a stepmother instead of a real one.
Yes, Anne, I know that you feel like having a stepmother is a handicap, but that's exactly what I'm saying. It's not the truth.
It is my lived experience that life with you is a living hell.
Okay, I think it's high time we set the record straight on a few things. First off, vacations. I know you wanted to go on all sorts of exotic vacations. The reason we couldn't had a lot to do with finances, but that's not the whole story. Even if we had the financial capability to go to Hawaii, Cancun, or other fancy destinations, you were deathly afraid of flying. We were originally planning to move to Canada along with your father to live there with him. But every time we brought up getting on an airplane, you started throwing an absolute fit, screaming, crying, rolling around on the floor. It was scary to watch, honestly.
Oh, come on. That was when I was a little kid. I don't remember any of that. And in any case, I'm totally fine with flying now.
Is that so? Wow, you weren't fine back in high school. We talked about going to see Sarah over in Italy, and you immediately stormed over to your room and slammed the door behind you. What was that all about?
What's with you and remembering all this random stuff? I have no idea. I don't remember. You should have asked me. Then I would have told you that I wanted to go to Italy like Sarah.
Anne, you don't speak Italian. You barely even passed your Spanish classes back in high school. Honestly, you barely passed any of your classes. You were always too busy playing with your phone to sit down and study.
Well, maybe if you would have given me the opportunity to join a foreign exchange program, I would have been more motivated to study.
Are you kidding me? You didn't even understand classes being taught in English, but you think you'd do better with teachers speaking in Italian? Did you forget why Sarah got into that foreign exchange program in the first place? She studied her butt off. She was speaking near fluent Italian by the time she was a sophomore in high school. She applied for the program and passed their test with flying colors. She did so well that she managed to get a scholarship to pay for the entire thing. I didn't send her to Italy on a whim. She earned that trip through her own hard work and dedication.
Then it's still your fault for not doing a better job of encouraging me to study harder. If you expect me to treat you like my mother, then that's the bare minimum you needed to do for me. But no, you were totally fine with Sarah having an easier time in life than me.
And for crying out loud, what do you think a mother is? I'll tell you what a mother isn't. It's not someone who exists solely for you to blame all your failures on. I know that being your stepmother makes me an easy target for your blame shifting, but you need to think about your future. How will you ever grow as a person if you keep blaming all your problems on me? How about when I hired that private tutor for you? Do you remember that? Every time she came to the house, you locked yourself in your room and started playing loud music.
I don't have to take this from you. My real mother would never talk to me like you are right now. For real, what was my dad thinking when he married you? He should have known that you were just a crusty old woman only after his money. And what about me? It's like he didn't care about my feelings at all. You, my dad, my ex-fiancé, and his family, you're all a bunch of losers.
You really think that all your problems are someone else's fault, don't you?
That's because it is all everyone else's fault. I didn't do anything wrong. If you would have cared about me as much as you care about Sarah, I would have been the one going to Italy, not her. All of my life's problems are because I got stuck with a lousy replacement for a mother. You made me this way.
If that's how you really feel, then would you like to meet her?
Huh? Meet who?
Your birth mother. You can meet her for yourself and see if it would really have been better with her. It's not like you've got anything else going for you. If you want to try and talk to her, I can give you her phone number.
Seriously? Awesome! You're right! If I meet up with my real mom, my life is gonna turn around for sure! Actually, I think it's gonna take a while to undo the damage that you did to me over the last 20 years. I think I might just move in with her for a while.
Before you make any decisions, I should warn you, that would be a very, very bad idea.
Shut up, you! Don't you dare talk about my real mom like that! You're not gonna stop me from going to see the one person in this world who still cares about me!
Don't say I didn't warn you.
You've got to help me! Mom, I'm begging you! I need your help now! This is bad, like really bad! I've tried calling Dad and Sarah, but neither of them will talk to me!
What's the matter, Anne? Aren't you enjoying life with your birth mother?
No way! I don't believe for 1 second that my real mom is as much of an evil psychopath as that woman is!
As much as I hate to say I told you so, I did warn you that you would be making a big mistake. You should have heeded my warning.
But she was so beautiful and really sweet to me. I thought everything was gonna be fine the first few days. But then the other day, I woke up and she was gone. And worse, she had taken all my money, credit cards, valuables, everything. But that's not all. She even forged my signature and made me the guarantor for a bunch of big loans. I think one of her debt collectors is here right now. He's been banging on the door for the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, none of that is surprising to me at all. Your birth mother went crazy after she gave birth to you. The stress was too much for her to bear, and she eventually developed a gambling addiction.
Gambling?
And thanks to that, she got up to her eyeballs in debt within just a few weeks. She was borrowing money from her parents, relatives, friends, neighbors, everyone. She was out of control. Your dad told me that he tried to talk some sense into her a bunch of times, but she would just go berserk every time. So, he did the best thing that he could to protect you and divorced her. Didn't he ever tell you about that?
Well, he told me that she was bad with money and kind of violent. But she didn't seem that way at all when I met up with her the other day. She told me she had a job and was doing fine for money. I thought she had changed.
Yeah, she had your dad fooled once too. She told your dad she gave up gambling, and where do you think she went the very next day? Really though, why is it that you refuse to believe me, the woman who has taken care of you for 20 years, but you instantly believe the woman who abandoned you when you were still in diapers? You wanted to get your real mom though, and you got her.
No way! That woman is not my mom! You're the only mom I need! I was wrong to treat you so terribly all these years, and I'm really, really sorry! But this loan contract she signed is for $50,000! There's no way I can pay that all back! Please, Mom, you've got to help me!
I thought I was clear. Our relationship is over, so I have no duty to help you. You're making a decent salary though, aren't you? You can pay it off over time.
I quit my job before the wedding, though! I was marrying a filthy rich guy. I thought I could just live the life of a pampered housewife from now on.
Wow, you mocked me for working a part-time job, but you were planning to give up working entirely? That's rich.
I'm sorry for making fun of you. I was just going through a rebellious phase. All kids do that.
Yeah, but most kids get over it by the time they're 18. You're in your 20s now. Look, you need to understand that while I am your mother, I'm also a human being. For the last 20 years, I've given all that I could to you. I gave you attention, affection, and all the love that you could possibly want. And yes, I give you just as much of those things as I did Sarah. You seem like you didn't understand that, and if that's how you feel, then there's nothing I can do to change that. But the way you talked about me in front of all the wedding guests, that crossed the line. There's no justifying that.
I was just emotional back then, all right?
Emotional? Good grief. You ran out of other people to blame, so now you're blaming your own emotions? It was you who first told me that you wanted me out of your life, and so I granted your request. Consider that my parting gift, and my final act as your mother.
You can't just ignore me. Don't you get it? I am in huge trouble.
Don't you get it? That's not my concern anymore. No more dodging blame, Anne. You got yourself into this trouble. You're going to have to find your own way out of it. Don't worry, I won't darken your day with my presence ever again.
I just got off the phone with my friend. He said they already took Anne to the facility. They managed to track down her mother, too, and they're on her way to pick her up right now. They're kind enough to even give them a room together, so those two will have plenty of time to catch up over the next several years.
Wow, they work quick. I have to admit, I was worried that she had gotten mixed up with someone really dangerous when she first told me what was going on, but it turns out it was actually an acquaintance of yours. Is that how they do all their contracts? Whatever you can't pay, you have to work off by doing jobs for them?
Yep, they're a pretty well-known group in the local manufacturing industry. Having people work off their debt solves 3 problems at once. They get their money back by lending out their debtors as laborers, local manufacturers get a good deal on labor, and debtors avoid sleeping with the fishes.
That's a brilliant business plan. Of questionable legality, but I can let that slide. Anyway, I'm really sorry things had to come to this, Michael.
How many times do I have to tell you you have absolutely nothing to apologize for? Anne was always a stubborn and selfish girl, and you put up with her for 20 years. And during all that time, you never once gave up on her or returned spite for spite. I doubt there are many other women in the world who could do that. Besides, Sarah turned out fantastically, didn't she? If you were really a bad mother, they both should have turned out like Anne. And as for the current situation, I share some of the blame, so don't be too hard on yourself.
Thank you for saying that, Michael.
No, thank you, Maria. Thank you for being the best wife I could ask for.
Anne and her mom were put right to work on paying off their $50,000 the very next day. The facility they were taken to isn't a prison. The company offers free room and board with 3 square meals a day. Some people actually even enjoy working there. Their 2 newest employees, however, were another story entirely. They didn't even go 1 full day without trying to use their feminine charms in order to get preferable treatment. The facility's supervisors were not happy about that, and neither were their primarily male co-workers. So the 2 of them got reduced rations for a week and increased hours. I have to hand it to them, though. It seems like they managed to reform those 2 pretty quickly. An acquaintance of mine works at the same facility, and he tells me that after about 3 months, Anne and her mom were completely changed. They weren't complaining anymore, and they never tried to escape again. They follow all the facility rules, respect the supervisors, and work hard wherever they get assigned. That's really impressive, but also slightly terrifying. Like, how bad of a place must that be if it managed to get those 2 to turn their lives around so quickly? Well, in any case, I hope their reform is genuine and that they go on to become productive members of society. For some other good news, our younger daughter Sarah graduated from college recently. She got offered a job working at the same school that she studied at in Italy, this time as a teacher. I guess it goes to show you that hard work and dedication really do pay off.